Yeah, we do it.
Slow? Yes. You want to do a lob or you want to do a...
Yeah, lob.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's a photographer.
You said you had a phone number to give out?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you don't mind putting, it's 561. Yeah, sorry. 227 6464.
6464. And is that
It's an anonymous tip line.
Anonymous tip line.
Yeah. But if anybody feels they may have purchased something there or been a victim, we would love to hear from them. So.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys' time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. Oh, yeah. Oh, put them all over the place.
I'm sorry, Flo, I'm standing right behind you.
Daniel.
Hey, well, how's it
I'm good. How are you?
Just great.
Just you coming for photos?
Yeah.
Can you move a little bit? You good?
Yeah, I want to make sure that he's got a good background in his face. Is that enough
Yeah,
light
it
on his face?
Yeah, I'll put more TV. You see the TV in the back.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because on the right-hand side, I was trying to avoid the silk, the backlight. But if you want to move them somewhere else.
I can drop some of those shades too if anyone needs them.
I think if we like scoot over a little bit,
Come over this way a
Yeah.
little
Sorry.
and then Tara, if you could stand in the middle, and that way I can.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
We just want to get your good side.
Yeah.
We just wanna make sure you
Always
Like the
appreciated.
window,
Yeah.
If you can close. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't mind. Better? Yeah, maybe. Possibly.
I'm holding Tara.
All right, good. You rolling?
Just now.
Okay. So, Captain Rothrock, tell us your name for the tape.
Sure. So Captain Will Rothrock, Palm Beach Police Department.
Okay. So tell us, what is the nature of this particular scheme?
So what we've essentially uncovered over the last couple months, well actually since October, is we've had a local business establishment that has been selling counterfeit designer items. And they've been selling those items for a greatly reduced price from what their actual value would be. And we've been looking into it for, since October for several months. We've had undercover personnel involved. And ultimately yesterday we served 2 search warrants and were able to recover approximately 800 items between apparel and jewelry that are all counterfeit, and a street value if they were legitimate items of almost $2 million.
Wow. But she was selling them at a discount, is that correct? Like people would come in and she'd say, like, I'm going to knock this Van Cleef and Arpels.
Yeah,
half
so for
price.
instance, some of the Pucci dresses, which would have retailed for around $2,200, were being sold for around $400-something. Some of the Van Cleef and Arpels items, those might have retailed for $20,000 and she sold them for $500. So those amounts varied over time and depending on the sale, but yeah, they were sold at a reduced price.
Did that set off alarm bells for anyone? Any customers raise any like, hey, I'm getting this really suspicious deal over here?
So we did not receive any particular tips here at the department from people that may have, experienced something like you're describing, but we did get, the initial case turned over from the FBI who did have a tip from somebody about the business, and that's what kicked off our portion of the investigation.
Mm-hmm. How surprising is it to you, Captain, to have what seems to be a pretty major counterfeiting thing taking place in plain sight right on Worth Avenue?
Yeah, so between Worth Avenue and directly across from the police station over here actually is the other location. It was somewhat surprising because we have a very good reputation from a business community here on Worth Avenue, and the international shopping community and Palm Beach rely on that reputation, and I think it's important. And so when we came to the knowledge that we had all this counterfeit material running through, it was important to us to take action.
And is the counterfeiting fairly good? In other words, would the normal person realize that this is a fake Cartier bracelet or something?
So I think it was really good. I think our experts that looked at it said that they were, pretty authentic looking, but we had to use professional authenticators to, verify and tell us that these things were counterfeit. So I think a reasonable person that was shopping would absolutely have been duped into buying something that they thought was real and was not.
Gosh. So now you're worried that there might be some previously satisfied customers out there that don't realize they're going off to dinner with a fake bracelet.
Yeah, so another part of that is, there may be an unknown number of victims over the last several years that have purchased items thinking they were legitimate from Blesk Jewelry, and we're absolutely encouraging anyone that thinks that they may have been in that situation to reach out to us so that we can look into it further and possibly include them as a victim in this ongoing conspiracy. And I'm hopeful that you guys will give that phone number out for us.
Yeah, we sure will. I'm just trying to think. Was there anything that was particularly, surprising when you were looking through all this stuff that you seized?
Not the items. I think mostly it was the volume. The amount of volume that maybe was not out visible to a shopper, that was kept in the back, that was maybe, advertised if someone was a repeat shopper or someone that they vetted and felt more comfortable selling to. And so, it went deeper than it looked on the surface, and that was the most surprising portion.
Yeah, that was a little unclear in the PC. It said that, to the undercover, she said, hey, I've got some stuff in the back. I normally wouldn't, I can't bring this out front. So it sounds like maybe she felt comfortable with that agent and was...
Yeah, no, I agree, and I would tell you that if that situation happened with our undercover agent, that similar situations probably happened with many customers as well. So that's not to say that we may not have had, customers that were knowingly buying, counterfeit material, but I'm sure that there were scores of others that did not know.
Okay. And there was one more thing I wanted, so she's facing this charge, she could be facing more charges. What's the likelihood that she's going to be able to continue operating her jewelry stores?
So from that point, it's really in the hands of the court system. Locally here in the town of Palm Beach, I don't believe that there's any recourse that we have necessarily on the business license, but we're pursuing all angles at this point. Obviously there's more work to be done in this investigation because there's a lot of authentication to be done and other avenues to look into, and then possibly other victims that come forward. So there may be changes as we go forward.
That's good for me. Did you have any questions?
Yeah. Did they also sell real product?
So we have not discovered any real product that has been sold, that they were not an authorized seller for any of these designer brands.
So how many potential victims?
I couldn't give you a number on how many potential victims. If you're talking victims from brands, then I mean, we're looking at, we've probably seen somewhere around 7 different luxury brands that we recovered items on. And all of those brands in some form or fashion are going to be a victim in this case because of the counterfeit materials. But there's also possible victims that bought counterfeit materials that didn't know they were so. So I can't really give a number on that one.
Can you describe how similar they look with the real product, with the real one?
Sure, yeah. So a lot of these counterfeit items that we found look almost identical to the real authentic product, and you actually have to have an expert authenticator look at them and evaluate and decide, hey, no, because of this reason or this reason, it's a counterfeit item. And some of those things are not public knowledge, and they're not knowledge that an ordinary shopper would have.
Okay. Good stuff. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Can you leave your lav on? Because I'd like you to kind of point out.
Which one, or both?
Well, you leave mine on for sure.
Which is which?
I don't know.
That's
which
my
one's out?
question.
Ours is the one on the bottom.
Okay, yep, got you.
This just happened last night.
Search warrants for last night. Yeah. You find out before that?
Yeah, this one.